Good morning, all. Dear students, faculty of this esteemed institution, and the organizers of the meet, I am happy to be here. And my topic will be light beyond electricity and staying grounded while aiming high. You all might be wondering what I am going to talk. How can you get light beyond electricity? And can anybody guess where I have come from? Where I born, brought up from? Any idea? So I'm from a remote village in this Theni district called Kullappa near Suruli Falls. So when I was born, there was no electricity at our village. So there is no instant communication like this, no internet, and no artificial intelligence. So we started from the absence. We started as something from zero. We didn't have anything. We started from the absence. But the village gave me a direction. And I did not go to the kindergartens, UKG, LKG, no LKG, UKG. I started in studies in a primary government elementary school. And till 5th standard, I studied in my village, where my parents were school teachers and they were hardly able to make enough money for giving us a food and good education at their level. And even for the water, we need to go to the river and take water. And there was hardly any buses coming to our place. Only during my 7th standard, we had our buses in our school. So we have started from a humble beginning. And then today you are seeing me as a senior diabetes specialist, a researcher, and a speaker in various forums, and leader of many organizations in the state and the districts, like Indian Medical Association. There's something called Research Society for Study of Diabetes in India, and a lot of other community work that we are doing. We started from the scratch. And later, can anybody guess what time, which standard I went to the stage first? Anyone? Any guesses? So 7th standard in a government high school, a place called Surulipatti. 7th and 8th I was studying. I was elected as the literary assistant secretary, and I was asked to give a talk on non-arasiyalvadi anal. That was my first talk in 7th standard. So my talks and the speaking ability started at the time. All our teachers and all our friends encouraged us. And in the Tamil background, then later, after completing my 8th standard, I applied for the scholarship from the talented children from rural area, and I got selected. And for 9th and 10th, the government of Tamil Nadu gave me 1,000 rupees per year. It was huge money at the time. Way back in 75, 78, it was given. So in that background, then I moved on to Theni Nadar Saraswati Higher Secondary School for 9th and 10th. So my 10th examination results came. Unfortunately, my father had a heart attack at the day when the 10th results came. So I alone came to the school to receive my results. To all my surprise, I was the school topper, scored 440 marks out of 519-80. And unfortunately, I did not have any of my family members there to celebrate it. My father had a heart attack, and I need to join 11th. I moved on to the famous MSP Solai Nadar Higher Secondary School, where all my friends have come here today, and which gave me a real platform. So since that heart attack of my father gave me an inspiration, that I decided on my 11th standard only to study for medicine. Till 10th standard, I studied in Tamil medium, and from 11th, I switched over to English medium. So 11th, I spent my time in learning the language and trying to understand all the subjects. On the other hand, the 12th, I managed to study well and compete with my friends. And with the sheer hard work, I was able to get the seat in the Madras Medical College for MBBS, one of the most prestigious institutions in the medical institutions in our country. There I joined. This is my story till I went to the college. What is the story in Madras Medical College? Most of the students from Madras Medical College have come from convent-speaking people. Church Park Convent, Don Bosco School. Everyone, they speak English in the tip of the tongue. We are all from a humble village background. I just went for the first time to Chennai to join in the Madras Medical College. So it was, the situation was one time delightful, and sometime I could not enjoy it fully, and I was little having an inferiority complex. How did I manage? Then I was thinking, which was the strong areas we can concentrate, and first opportunity came. There was a Tamil essay competition in our anatomy department of Madras Medical College. Captain Sivasubramaniam Mudaliar medal examination was conducted, and I participated and got the first prize. And my anatomy professor thought I am from Chennai, some schools. Then she asked about, then she really appreciated me. This competition and this college is not only for the students from the convents, it is also for the people from the entire state, even from the rural background. So at that time, I started developing an interest in Tamil, and I became the Tamil Mandram Secretary of Madras Medical College by contesting an election at the time, 1986. I contested an election where almost 5,000 members of the Madras Medical College have to vote. Then I started attending. Not only I stopped with reading our only medical curriculum, I started writing poems. I started going for debating in various arts colleges at that time. I used to write Kavithai and all the Pattimandram, everything. So 50% of the time I spent for extracurricular activities. Only start reading after coming to the hostel at 8 o'clock, I'll start reading till midnight, 12 o'clock. So this was my life story. So I started learning my skills and developing my network, and developed contact with all my professors appreciated me. All my friends came and talked to me. Girls who did not talk to me in the first year, second year. Once I became like this, all people came to me. In every function in the college, I used to organize. I was part of the anti-ragging committee of the dean put me as an anti-ragging committee chairman. And at that time, for a Muttamil Vila, I invited big speakers like, Kalaignar or MGR and all other people to Madras Medical College and made a history. Why I am telling you is the education, what you are having today, what you are learning is not only your books. Many times the young students think today, what the teachers are teaching, everything is available in the net. Everything just can be learned from the books. Not that. You have a lot of things to learn in the colleges. Today I am able to confidently come here and talk, and able to organize many functions today. Many conferences. Every year I organize a conference called Cupid, Kovai Update Program in Diabetes. It's a national conference. 11 editions I have completed on my own. And last 3 months back, I organized the Research Society for Diabetes Conference in Coimbatore. So how this was possible? All these things because of my experience and the time I spent and learned during my college days. Okay, I finished my MBBS. What happened next? I finished my MD. At the time, my parents developed diabetes. Both of them developed diabetes, and I saw them suffering, their difficult lifestyle to manage, and their fear of complications. Then I decided to take up diabetes as a specialty. So after MBBS, MD, I took specialization from Diploma in Diabetology, Madras Medical College, not as an option. So it was my responsibility, and I took the diabetes specialty course. Then for a short time, I was in a government hospital. I saw patients coming very late with complications. So then I understood what was the problem. The primary health center is there, government hospital is there, many things are there. But why are people coming with these complications of diabetes? coming with foot infection, losing foot, and being blind because of diabetic retinopathy. Many times lack of awareness is one. Number two, the lack of accessibility of the health care. Then I have decided, keeping all these things in mind, I started my diabetes specialty hospital and with a care to give the quality diabetes care under affordable cost. And the creating, if you are able to create an awareness among the public, if you are able to prevent the diabetic complication, you are doing a great job to the public, because diabetes India has almost, the latest data says that 103 million diabetic population, and we have 136 million pre-diabetic population. So what I thought, how the pre-diabetic population can be addressed. I started going to schools to give talks. I almost visited more than 100 schools and I have met more than 50,000 school children. Now started going to colleges also and giving a talk on pre-diabetes. And why pre-diabetes is important? Because pre-diabetes gives an opportunity for everyone to prevent from developing diabetes. So if you are able to catch the younger children, many times we see the younger children, the younger generation, many times we see when we are sitting up, wherever we see, they are tuned to the gadgets alone always. So the childhood obesity is more. Whenever the number of TV hours are more, there was a study conducted in UK recently and published, states that number of hours of TV watching is directly proportional to development of hypertension, that is a blood pressure, diabetes and heart disease. So we need to discourage the children for long TV and gadget watching hours. This point we wanted to stress, and I started spreading this knowledge to all the school children, colleges, and the doctors meeting also. The doctors meeting, I talk about what is called as, and the public also talk about what is called sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene. People may be all wondering, sir, hygiene we know from childhood. My teacher told, my parents said, use a soap, take bath every day. But what is sleep hygiene? Anyone? What is sleep hygiene? Is there any hygiene? 2-3 things are important. Should give a good quality of sleep is important. Not only the number of hours of sleep is important. Should sleep peacefully in a good dark atmosphere. You should switch off your gadgets at least 2 hours before going to bed. Please understand, many times in the middle of the night, if you open the WhatsApp, we find many of our friends are online in the middle of the night. 12 o'clock. So how do they come to the college? How do they come to the workplace? So you should try to go to the bed as early as possible. Now, it is recommended that you can go to your dinner also, little early dinner, at least finish your dinner by 8 o'clock and go to bed at least by 10 o'clock. Switch off your gadgets and have a good sleep. Why I am so much giving a stress on sleep is, if your sleep is not good, sleep is the time then your entire body cell system gets regenerated. It gets repaired. All your cells get repaired. If you do not allow time for that you will get all complications. If you do not sleep well, you are high risk of developing hypertension, heart disease, heart attacks. Don't think I am frightening you, dear friends. Simple thing, which is so many things are not manageable. You are born to a particular parentage. You are at a particular risk of high risk of a particular disease. The genetics you cannot change. But lifestyle modification, there is a definite change, definite scope of changing. That is within our hands. So have a good sleep hygiene. It's very, very important. This is what I am talking in schools and colleges nowadays. Then later, having in mind, the government also helps for the diabetes management. But what I thought, everything cannot be done by the government. People used to say, everything government will take care. Even though government is there, what is our responsibility? I had an offer to come to United States when I just finished my MBBS. But I did not want to go to US and practice and earn money. I wanted to stay in my native place, native country, and serve my fellow citizens and fellow community. The community has given, the society has given a lot of things to me. And what should I do to give back to the society? What can I do? Then I decided to start a diabetes center, giving all the high quality diabetes care at an affordable cost. That's very, very important, because people think, government, when the government hospital is there, but government cannot do everything. We started diabetes center at the affordable cost. Then, this is going on one side. Next, what I thought, the research is happening globally. The new drugs are developed globally. how can I contribute to it? So I started a diabetes research center and started collaborating with the national and international research faculties and started doing research. The idea of research to develop new medicines for diabetes as an affordable cost, because when you're able to reduce the cost of any medical treatment like a non-communicable disease like diabetes, you're not only going to help the people, you are going to help the country. The national budget on the healthcare itself is huge, non-communicable diseases. So last 20 years I've been working on research, trying to a part of the various new drugs which have been discovered in diabetes. Recently we have been a part of a new inhaler insulin. Insulin has come as an inhaler, like an asthma inhaler. An inhaler has been launched. I was part of the discovery and I was part of the research. Why I am stressing here is this research, if you are able to make everything indigenously, the cost of our budget, the economical budget of our country will come down. So this is the part of the research. Any research should aim at not publishing the papers, publishing the articles, but it has to translate into the practice. This is what we call as from bench to bedside. If any research is not going to benefit a patient sitting across your table, it's of no use. This is what we are aiming at, and we are doing a research. What else we are doing? Apart from that, there is an organization called Research Society for Study of Diabetes in India, in which I am the State Council member, through which we encourage students, medical college students, to do research. And we fund them. There's a grant for it. And from the RSSDI, we are adopting villages for diabetes care. Recently, one village near Dindikal called, I think, Vayambatti village was adopted. And there's a village near Vellore, and we are going to adopt 2 more villages in Tamil Nadu also and give them a holistic diabetes care free of cost. So it's adopting village, and we are going to give a free of cost. And I am part of the Indian Medical Association Diabetes Awareness Committee, chairman for the state, spreading diabetic awareness through the entire state among the school, colleges, and the public. I would have conducted more than 1,000 diabetic awareness camps. And I have spoken, we are educating the public, because education and prevention is the first line of treatment. If we are able to educate a public, educate a diabetic patient, his medical cost will be cut down by less than 50%. His complication will be cut down by 50%. You are saving a huge money and huge mental agony for not only for that patient, that family, that society, and to the country as a whole. This is what our idea, and through the Indian Medical Association we are doing. Apart from that, I am a part of the Rotary Club also. I am a president-elect of our Rotary Club of Coimbatore, Sai City, which is doing a project called Gift of Life. Gift of Life, what is it, Gift of Life? That is for children born with a congenital heart disease, valve repairs, who cannot afford their treatment at private hospital. Our Rotary Club is doing an international global grant project by doing a free of surgery for the more than 1,000 children, not only from India. We have done from Philippines, we have done children from Pakistan and Sri Lanka also. So even the people might think, then why should we do it for Pakistan children? But the Rotary is a huge organization. Service above self is doing this. I am part of that project. Why I am just telling you, many a time, I am not only restricting myself to the practice, I divide my time. 30% of the time per day I spend for my practice, seeing the patients. 30% of the time I spend my time for teaching the students and doctors. Every day I take lectures online and classes, and another 25% I spend for the research and discovering new drugs and diabetes. Another 20% I spend for the society, social organization. I am part of the various, I meet the common people. I am part of the various social organization, and family and friends, 20% I spend. This is what I said. Many a time people think, many of our friends also ask me, Bala, how do you manage your time? How you are seeing everywhere. Every weekend I take my bag and travel to various places for talking in conferences. Meanwhile, attending my hospital work also. And I never said busy to anyone. Many of the relatives, sometimes they call and ask me, are you busy? Can I talk to you? I never said no to anyone unless I am attending an emergency patient. And how is very important. The time is 24 hours. God has given you the 24 hours time. And how effectively you manage your time and how often you are able to, how you are able to effectively manage the time available for you and do multiple things. So I practice, I do research, I do academic work, and also I'm part of social activities, and this is how you are able to manage it. So from a rural background, a boy came from, I'm still standing before you, the 60 years of my journey as a rural boy who came from a place without any electricity at birth, and today we are trying to enlighten a lot of people with facts and diabetes and change the life of the patient, lighting the lamps and preventing the complications of diabetes. And if they are the younger colleagues who come today, your background might be humble. You might be coming from a humble background, humble village, but your ambitions need not be. You can develop, your ambitions can be, sky should be your limit. Work hard and work with the human touch, the passion. Not only medical practice, people think it's become commercialized today, but the empathy and passion should be there with you, whatever profession you take, that will really make a real the fruitfulness and the real meaning of what you have born. And once again, thanks to the organizers for the opportunity. Thank you very much.